The marble floors of the Grandview Hotel gleamed like glass. Guests moved in and out, dragging suitcases, while the chandelier sparkled above. At the front desk, a young boy stood close to his father, holding his backpack. His eyes were full of excitement. This was supposed to be their special weekend, a father-son getaway, but the receptionist's voice cut through the moment like a blade. "Sir, the lobby is for guests only. You can't just walk in here." The father, a tall black man in a navy blazer, calmly slid their reservation across the counter. "We are guests. Room 5002. Check in under Cole." The receptionist glanced at the paper, smirked, then shook her head. "This hotel isn't cheap, you know. I'll need to verify with security. Too many people try things these days." The boy's face turned red. He tugged on his father's sleeve. "Dad, why is she talking like that?" The receptionist leaned over the counter, lowering her voice just enough. "I think you two might be in the wrong place. Maybe try a motel down the street." A couple nearby gasped. Another guest pulled out his phone, recording. Still calm, the father rested his hand on his son's shoulder. "Please, just process the reservation." Instead, the receptionist tapped her nails against the desk and pressed a button. "Security to the front lobby," she announced loudly as if declaring victory. The boy lowered his head in shame. All around, whispers spread through the glittering lobby. The chandelier sparkled above, but to him, it felt like a spotlight. The father's eyes stayed steady, unshaken. He had seen this before, and this time, he was ready. If you want more, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Golden Stories, because the truth always comes out. Two uniformed security guards strode into the lobby, their radios crackling. The receptionist straightened proudly like a queen who had just summoned her soldiers. "There," she said, pointing at the father and son. "These two are trespassing. Remove them before they cause a scene." The boy's heart thumped in his chest. He squeezed his father's hand. "Dad, they think we're criminals." The father's expression didn't change. Calm, unbothered, almost too calm. He looked at the guards and spoke evenly. "We have a reservation. Room 15902. All we want is to check in." But the receptionist rolled her eyes and snapped, "Reservation or not, this hotel has standards. Look at them. Does it look like they belong here?" Gasps echoed across the lobby. A woman clutching her pearls whispered, "Did she just say that?" Phones lifted higher, recording every second. One of the guards hesitated, glancing at the growing audience. But the receptionist doubled down, her voice rising with arrogance. "Sir, if you don't leave now, we'll have you escorted out in handcuffs. People like you are always trying to sneak into places you can't afford." The boy's stomach dropped. His eyes burned. He wanted to shout, to fight back, but his father squeezed his shoulder gently. "Son," the father said softly, "not here. Not yet." Then, slowly, he pulled out his phone and dialed a number. His voice remained calm, but carried a quiet authority. "Yes, it's happening again. Come to the lobby. Now." The receptionist folded her arms, smirking in victory. "Call whoever you want. It won't change the fact that you don't belong here." But the boy noticed something. For the first time that day, his father's eyes glimmered, not with anger, but with certainty. Something was coming. If this story pulls you in, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Golden Stories, where humiliation always flips. The lobby doors burst open. A man in a gray suit hurried in, face pale with panic. It was the hotel's general manager. "Mr. Cole," he exclaimed, almost tripping over himself as he rushed toward the father. I had no idea you had arrived. If I'd known," the receptionist frowned, confused. "Sir, why are you apologizing? These people don't even belong here. I was just doing my job." The manager froze, staring at her as if she'd grown two heads. Around them, guests shifted, phones recording every second. "You fool, fool," he hissed under his breath. "Do you have any idea who this man is?" The receptionist blinked, her smirk slipping. He's just another guest, isn't he?" The manager turned, his voice trembling but loud enough for the whole lobby to hear. "This man is not just a guest. He's our new majority investor. Without him, this hotel chain wouldn't even be standing." The lobby erupted in gasps. The boy's eyes widened, pride swelling in his chest. For the first time, the humiliation faded. The receptionist's face drained of color. "I didn't know. If I'd known." The father's voice cut through like thunder, calm but sharp. "That's the problem. Respect isn't something you give because of who a man is. Respect is something every human deserves." even if they're not an investor, even if they're not rich. The boy sat up taller, chest puffing with pride. His father hadn't just defended himself, he had defended everyone who had ever been treated that way. The manager swallowed hard. Sir, I'll handle this. Immediately. The receptionist stood frozen, her entire world crumbling in the very lobby where she had once felt so powerful, and justice had only just begun. If you're hooked, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Golden Stories, where arrogance always meets reality. The receptionist was escorted into the manager's office, her confidence gone. Gone were the smirks and the arrogance. Every step felt heavier than the last. The father and son waited just outside, their suitcases beside them. The boy's chest swelled with pride as he watched his father remain calm, like a king in a storm. Inside, the manager laid out the evidence: multiple complaints from past guests, videos of harassment, and even emails where the receptionist had admitted to selectively checking reservations based on appearance. Do you understand why this is serious? The manager asked. The receptionist swallowed, shaking. Yes, I didn't mean. Intent doesn't erase impact, the father said, stepping forward. His voice was calm, but carried a weight that made everyone in the office pause. You humiliated my son and me, but it's bigger than that. How many other guests have you treated this way? How many people you never thought would fight back? Tears filled her eyes. She had never felt so small. Effective immediately, the manager said. Your employment is terminated. Security will escort you out. The receptionist nodded, speechless. Outside, the boy hugged his father tightly. Dad, that was amazing. You didn't yell, you didn't fight, but you won. His father smiled, brushing his son's hair back. Sometimes the strongest victory isn't in anger. It's in patience, dignity, and letting the truth speak for itself. Guests around them watched quietly, some whispering in awe, others recording the moment. Cameras flashed, capturing the father and son walking out, triumphant, dignified, and finally free from humiliation. Justice had arrived at the Grandview Hotel, and it would be remembered for years to come. If you enjoyed this series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Golden Stories, where truth, dignity, and justice always prevail.